Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today we're gonna talk about Azucena and how you can play this character. This is a starter guide, something to get you started. We're gonna talk about her top 10 moves and generally what you can do in heat and quick idea on the stances and what is the mix. So we're gonna start first with the top 10 moves for her, and the first one, we all know what it is. It is the running 3-2. This move is insane, probably getting nerfed. It's so good, and rightfully so. You should absolutely spam it. As you can see, it does pretty good damage, like you're doing 37 damage, which is a lot. It does knock down, so that is pretty great. Wall splat, and if the opponent happen to block, you're still plus on block plus 5 in their face, so you can start harassing with lows, command grabs, and all of that. So yeah, you should absolutely use this one, abuse it before Namco comes in and takes it out. Second move we're gonna talk about is her one, that is her jab, and it can go into two different strings. The first one is 1-2. This is a quick 28 damage, which honestly is pretty good for a jab punish like a 1-2. As you can see, it does this spin, which means that if you are near the wall, this is gonna wall splat the opponent, so you can get like follow-up damage 52 from a 10 frame. That is really good. Now she also does have another variant which is equally as good, which is the 1-1, right? And this auto transitions into stance just like you see. Now the good thing about this one is if the opponent happen to block, you are -9, but Azucena doesn't transition, so it transitions only on hit. And we're gonna talk about stance later and what you can do out of that, but remember, this is an amazing jab. So the third move is gonna be Azucena's forward 1+2, right? This I think is one of the best heat engagers in the game, at least at the mid levels, because it's a power crush. It's a high, it's a power crush. It is safe on block, as you can see at -8, and if you happen to get the hit, you do get to activate heat, full bar, you're in an advantageous situation. Because this is a heat engager, you also will recover health, so that is pretty great. Yes, it is technically a mid, a high I mean, so the opponent, like if they are they can get over it, but as far as heat engagers go, this is one of the very best. So sticking with heat engagers for a bit, we got another one which is really good. I'm talking about Azucena's back 3. This one is on the slower end, it's at 22 frames, but still this is really good for the character because this, as you can see, is +4 on block. So between absolutely just running at them with a 3-2, having +5 advantage, and this move, you can absolutely force the opponent into mix-up situations. Now the good thing about the back 3 is that it forces the opponent into crouch, which means that then like you can start sidestepping or moving around and getting like whiff punishes on them, or maybe you can go for some of her counter hit options. Alright, so we talked about Azucena's having plus frames, we talked about the back 3, the running as 3-2, we talked about how you can force the opponent into mix-ups, but what we need, well, we need some counter hit moves. We need moves that we throw out there, then when the opponent happen to try to take back their turn, they get counter hit. And she got a bunch of those. One of the very best ones in my opinion is her 1+2. This is 15 frames, so it's really fast, it's high, and it's totally safe on block. Now if you happen to get this as a counter hit, you can get like a big launcher combo on this one, right? Like 84 damage, that's like half of his health. That's actually kinda insane. There is another one which is really good. I said 1+2. The issue with it is that it's high, so maybe if the opponent is doing something like a low kick like that, it will whiff. Another one that is really good is her down forward 3. Right? And this sets up a massive launcher. It's a little bit slower, right? It's 17 frames, so a little bit slower, but if you happen to get it, again, the combo here is gonna be very damaging. So down forward 3, a little bit slower but mid, and 1+2, a little bit faster but high. Both of them are excellent counter hit launchers. Alright, so let's now talk about Azucena's down forward 1. Down forward 1 is one of the most important tools for any character in Tekken, and hers is pretty good. It's -3, so you can absolutely play the bait and punish game, right? We're here gonna set Jin to take back his turn. right? You can set up a wave punish situation like that and get combos on him, so that is great. But the move also got other utility, right? Because it got a couple of extensions to it, right? The first one is down forward 1-4, and this is a natural combo. Even if the opponent happened to block, this is still pretty safe, so that is good. Now this also is able to be ended in like a third hit. You can go into the 1 down forward 1-4-1. Unfortunately, obviously, as you can see, it's a mid high, so this is a little bit risky, but you can go for a mid option at the end by pressing like a quick 1-2, and she does this mid, but as you see, it's -10, so you're gonna get punished if you go for this ender. This ender specifically is actually really good for like wall combos. Let's say, for example, here that we're gonna restart at the wall. Right, this like slam ender is pretty good for wall combos, so that is pretty nice. But otherwise, I don't really recommend it, right? Now, the good thing about the down forward one is not only can you like set up a spacing trap with it and gets to whiff punish the opponent, but you can delay the 4, like you can do it right away or slightly delay the 4 and catch them off guard, and this can set up some counter hit scenarios. Like for example here, Jin is gonna take back his turn like we're showing. So here I delayed it and I got a counter hit, which means that I can get like the second and third part and they will natural combo, right? And as you saw, this when it happened to like counter hit, he got hit on the ground and this hit is kind of guaranteed. So an absolutely strong down forward one that can set up a lot of good scenarios for you, and you can absolutely play around with it. With some of the other fundamental tools for Azucena, we got the forward 4, and her forward 4 is one of her homing moves, and this one is also really good. It is totally safe. The range on it is kind of monstrous because Azucena steps into it. It's a mid, so the opponent have to be careful about it. And if this happens to hit, you can do forward 4-4. Right, this is a heat engager, 37 damage, and you get to follow up with a mix up here, going for command grab, low grab, etc. So that one is pretty good, and as you can see, like the range on it is really good. Between mixing it up and the running like 3-2, you can absolutely keep the opponent in check. Right now, let's say that the opponent happened to block the first hit, they know about the hit engager, and then they decide to duck. Right, you will get launched because the second hit it is safe on block. It's -7, but it's a high, as you can see. So if they duck it, yeah, you are going to launch her town and you don't want that, right? But there you can do like forward 4-4-3 and she will do this ender, which is a mid, so you can kinda fake it and hit an opponent who's trying to crouch. So let's now go over one of her other fundamental tools, which is that down forward 2, right? This is one of her main launchers, one of her best wave punishes. It's a 15 frame launcher, so pretty good punish as well if the opponent is at -15, and you do get pretty good follow-ups out of that. There is a very easy, like you can do this very easy combo into stance and bam, that's a lot of damage, a lot of corner carry. The range on it is pretty good because again, in many of her moves, like Azucena steps into it, and as you can see that there is like a bit of phantom headbox with this one. Right, it doesn't seem like it should connect, but it absolutely does. Yeah, standard launcher, absolutely one of her main tools. So let's now talk about one of her most important laws, which is the down back 3, right? Down back 3 is 16 frames, so really fast. The range on it is deceptively long. Right, again, maybe from this distance, Azucena steps into it, so that's why it's a lot longer than it seems, and it leaves you at a +4 back turn. I'm gonna talk about back turn in a bit because there is a little bit of a mix here, but this one is really good. Another two notable ones that you should be doing, I'm gonna go over them quickly. The down 3, there is the down 3-3. right? Low mid can be hard to block, and down back 4. This one is a little bit on the slower end, but again got good range, and if you happen to get the counter hit, it gives you like monstrous frame advantage. For Azucena, from my opinion, is her down up forward 4. This is her orbital pretty much, and just like you would expect, this give you like monstrous combos. You can get very high damage with this one. Again, we're pushing 80s. I'm not sure if this is optimal, but I'm sure you can get more. And just like any other orbital, this one is safe on block. It's kind of long as well. I think it's a lot longer than something like Brian's. Yeah, like monstrous range and obviously low crushes. So absolutely one of the moves that you're gonna be using with her. Alright, so let's now quickly go over the stances for Azucena, and her stances are really pretty simple. We got the fuzzy, that is the forward stance. This one obviously got like an auto parry implemented into it. The opponent have to hit you mid, maybe at launch, and maybe against people who don't know the matchup, you can get away with it, but later you can get hit. So you want to know how to use this offensively. There are a couple of moves like her 1-1 that will leave you with stance and advantage. Forward 3 leaves you also in fuzzy, and you got advantage, right? Now the mix-up here is really simple. If you want to commit a little bit, you can go for the down 4-4. This is a hill sweep, which is pretty damaging. That is good. You can go for a simple low shake with the down 3 if you want something safer. Or you can go for the 2. And this is the main option, right? Once you go for the 2, which is really fast at like 14 frames, this is a heat engager. And obviously, if you are in heat, this means that you are getting like full-on combos out of this launch, right? You can get a lot of damage out of this one, right? There is also the option of the 3+4, which is a power crush if you're expecting the opponent to mash. So a simple mix really, like between a powerful mid and a hill sweep. That is kind of the mix. Now back turn, also there are a couple of moves that leaves you at back turn, like her 4 leaves you at back turn and advantage. Down back 3 leaves you at back turn and advantage. And once your back turn is also the idea of, do I go for the low, right? The 3, which will put you in fuzzy, and now they got to guess again. Or you can go for the 2, which is a mid. This is a safe mid, by the way. This is -9, so, or -8, so that is a safe mid. And this one does lead to pretty good damage, right? There is like like on hit, you press 2 again, and you get 38 damage, so not bad at all. Or you can go for the 1+2. 1+2 is a little bit fast, like it's 14 frames, so it's faster than the 2, but it's -11, right? But the good thing about the fast one is, like if you're expecting them to mash, this is a counter hit launcher, right? So also got some pretty good functionality, again leads to massive damage, right? And like I said, all of this kind of get amplified in heat, because in heat you can absolutely like just going in stances like now a very quick dash, so you can instantly from a distance run around and start hill sweeping people, or like going for the powerful mid, and that will lead to like a launcher, and you get to do massive combos from there, right? And obviously her like heat smasher is also pretty good move, does pretty good damage, 15 frames, so decently fast as well. And if the opponent is blocking everything, this still does leave you in stance, and you got advantage, so you can start applying your mix-ups, right? Overall, she's a very simple character, not very high execution. It's plus frames into counter hits or low mids, especially once you are in stances. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.